Hey, Wazine. So in this video, we're going to go over the indicator that I just released on the mql5 marketplace for the bearish engulfing. We'll go through the settings, look at some backtests, and you can see how this will be a good supplementary strategy for you trading apart from your main trading strategy. So let me jump into it and see how the indicator is working. All right, so once you head across to the mql5 marketplace and you download the indicator, you just need to install it on your MetaTrader, and then once you refresh it, it would show up here as the Bearish Engulfing TWJ. Simply drag and drop it on the charts. If we look at the about, this is just a brief description of what the strategy is. If you click this link right here, you would head over to the Discord, and if you have any questions, you can shoot me a message right there. So for the inputs, it's pretty simple. If you decide to use a stop loss, this 1.5 is using the ATR value. So this is 1.5 the ATR. Now for the testing, a stop wasn't used because, to be honest, a stop just makes all systems worse, right? So a stop wasn't used any back testing, but you can use this 1.5 or adjust it accordingly. Now remember, this is a multiplier of the ATR. Okay, so I'll jump in after the fact because I forget to explain this part. That 1.5 the ATR actually plots where the entry signal is. So you actually use the entry arrow if you decide to use your stop as the level that you put the stop loss. So the 1.5 will control the distance of the entry arrow from the candle's close. So that is about it. Let me get back to the video now. The master trend, it is really just to determine if the market is bullish or bearish. The indicator only prints if the market is bullish. And the HUD display, this just controls the HUD. Now, because the market is closed, the HUD would not display at this time. We need to wait for the next tick to come in for it to display. So with that being said, let me just put it on the charts and we'll take a look at, what it is. So you can see we have two different symbols being plotted on the chart. The green arrow is the entry and the X's are the exits. Now, the strategy does mean reversion on a bearish engulfing, meaning instead of taking a bearish engulfing short, we actually take it long and we close the trade when today's close is higher than the previous day high. So if we look at this trade, for example, right here, now the indicator doesn't repaint. Once it plots, that is exactly where it is. So this was the bearish engulfing and we got the signal when this bar opened. Now I have a tendency to have all my candles as gray because I don't want to be distracted by the color change, but you can we just switch it to this really quick so you can see how it plots. So this was the bearish engulfing candle. When this bar opened, we would have taken the trade right here, right? We're taking the trade at this point. Market would have moved up, and when this bar closes, we would get this X on the open of the next bar, and that is where we exit the strategy. We exit the trade. So it's pretty straightforward, pretty simple, right? We look at another one. We got the entry signal right here. We closed at this point. Another one, we got the entry signal. Now you see here we have the bearish engulfing, and this bar actually gapped up. So we would have taken the trade at this point here. We would have taken the trade at that point here because this would plot on the open of the day, right? So we take the trade here and we don't get exit until this bar here opens, this red bar. So we actually close at this point. And that is it. It's pretty simple. This is on the daily time frame on the Nasdaq. It works best on the Nasdaq and the S&P. 500. So the recommendation for the lot size is 0.01 for every 1,000 in your account for the NASDAQ and 0.02 for every 1,000 in your account for the S&P 500. Now, you could play around with this in order to get different returns on the account, but this is what was used for the back test. Now, if you look, pull up, these are the back test report. You could see after 5 years, we had basically 58% return on the account. The entire 2022, we didn't have any signals on the NASDAQ, right? Now, as I said, this is meant to be a supplementary trading strategy that you just need to look at the charts once per day, and it will tell you when to buy and sell, right? So it isn't really meant to be the main trading strategy, but just, supplementary. So this is the NASDAQ for the last 5 years. And if we look at the S&P, the returns were less, right? Only 13%. But if we combine them into a portfolio, you could see over that period of time, we were doing, above 10% a year, which is not bad to have an additional 10% increase on your account, just for a couple of trades a month. So, yeah, now you'll see all these charts on the marketplace, where you'll see all the Monte Carlo simulations being done to see if the strategy would make the profits consistently, which it does. So yeah, is a pretty simple, straightforward trading indicator. I would be putting out the expert advisor for this probably around next week, but you could head across to Discord and you could, keep informed when I drop that. And yeah, so that is it for now. I'll see you guys in the next video.